Hello, fellow gamers! The indie scene is off to an amazing start this year, packed with stunning pixel art, inventive mechanics, and unique narrative journeys you definitely don't want to miss. I've rounded up 25 of the best indie gems featured in the Convergence Games Showcase 2026. Let's dive into it. Steam to Electric. If you loved the vibrant aesthetics of Station to Station, you definitely want this one on your list. From the creators of Town to City, Steam to Electric is an elegant voxel rail tycoon that hits that sweet spot between relaxing builder and deep management sim. You'll lay down track, optimize transport routes for passengers and cargo, and guide your network through the eras of rail travel. What really sets it apart is its focus on wild, real-world historical train inventions, giving you a fun slice of tech history as you upgrade from early steam engines all the way to modern electric line. It's accessible right out of the gate, but offers plenty of room for track optimization nerds to sink their teeth into. Meaningless random numbers. Incremental games usually offer a warm, dopamine-filled loop of watching numbers go up, but this next title turns that concept entirely on its head. Meaningless random numbers presents an unsettling blend of clicker mechanics and psychological horror. On the surface, your goal is simple: spin random number generators and farm cash. But beneath the hypnotic UI lies a creeping sense of dread. As you generate more money, strange phenomena begin to warp the experience because in this world, an omnipotent entity is closely watching your every move. It takes a seemingly innocent genre and twists it into a tense, surreal mystery that will constantly keep you on edge. Dupery, a game of solo deduction. If you enjoy social deduction games like Among Us or Town of Salem, but prefer playing alone, this noir-infused roguelite is tailor-made for you. Dupery plunges you into a shadowy city controlled by a ruthless criminal syndicate where everyone has a secret and absolutely no one can be trusted. Boasting an incredible lineup of over 200 separate roles, every run forces you to interrogate suspects, gather clues, and make critical arrests. The catch? One wrong move or faulty accusation will destroy your reputation and cost you the case. It takes the suspense of hidden role gameplay, strips away the need for a multiplayer lobby, and wraps it all up in a stylish, single-player detective package. Bandwagon. If you're looking for a vibrant twist on the action roguelite genre, this title brings a refreshing wave of charm and rhythm. Bandwagon is an open-world survivor's light adventure that swaps out dark, gritty battlefields for a colorful mission of spreading pure musical joy. In a world consumed by bad moods and general grumpiness, you take on the role of a traveling conductor aiming to turn things around. You'll roam across vast landscapes, recruiting a diverse troupe of quirky musicians, each bringing their own distinct sounds and combat abilities to your ever-growing ensemble. As you drive off hordes of sour grumps with auto-firing musical attack, you'll complete fun quests for an eccentric cast of characters, rebuild settlements, and harmonize your crew to create ultimate synergistic builds. It's a bright, feel-good survival game that blends chaotic horde battling with heartwarming exploration. Lost in the Roots is a haunting 2D story-driven adventure that delves deep into psychological horror and emotional unrest. Lost in the Roots places you in the fragile shoes of a young girl who awakens trapped inside a dusty attic in a completely isolated, unfamiliar house. With no memory of how she arrived, you are forced to piece together the unsettling mystery behind her abduction, answering not just who took her, but what dark motivations lie beneath her confinement. As you navigate the tense, shadow-drenched environment, the boundaries between reality and subconscious nightmare begin to blur. Eerie forces stalk the corridors, and every step forward forces you to confront heavy themes of guilt and fear. It pairs classic adventure puzzle solving with a claustrophobic, unsettling narrative where true escape feels tragically out of reach. It looks to be an absolute must-play for fans of dark, atmospheric thrillers. Glory on Pluto. If you love watching big numbers explode across your screen in games like Balatro, Glory on Pluto is going to be right up your alley. Published by Yogscast Games, this fast-paced space roguelite tasks you with constructing the ultimate rocket engine to launch your ship out of orbit toward Pluto. Instead of traditional cards, your ship's circular engine is packed with quirky fuel types, crew members, and segment modifier. The real twist? The engine's middle ring shifts and rotates randomly before every boost. A setup that gave you massive speed on one turn might build up extreme heat on the next, throttling your thrusters if you don't adapt on the fly. It captures a wonderfully chaotic rhythm of delicate mechanical planning collapsing into total, glorious, improvisational space travel. Expendabots. Are you and your friends can't get enough of extraction games? Expendabots looks like a fantastic new addition to the rotation. This 4-player cooperative horror experience drops you into ever-changing, procedurally shifted island environments loaded with rich secrets and terrifying threats lurking around every corner. Playing as a team of expendable units, your squad must infiltrate abandoned facilities, gather valuable loot, and navigate treacherous terrain where stealth is often far safer than direct confrontation. The tension never lets up, as the island itself grows increasingly hostile the longer you stay. You'll need to coordinate carefully, scavenge efficiently, and get to the extraction point before the whole zone is lost along with your crew. It looks to bring a great mix of intense co-op action, eerie sci-fi atmospheres, and chaotic emergent moments. Code 9. Taking detective mechanics in a fascinating new direction, Code 9 is a sci-fi detective adventure that refuses to hold your hand. You play as an investigator brought back from the dead by fusing with a dangerous, hostile entity known as Clara. Now working off your debt to the Resistance, you are dropped into intricate crime scenes devoid of hand-holding quest markers or artificial objective prompts. What makes this title stand out is its innovative deduction system. Rather than selecting pre-scripted dialogue or multiple choice options, you must type out your own conclusions in your own words based on the clues you've pieced together. From there, you'll engage in high-intensity interrogations, picking apart testimonies to expose lies and break down suspects. It's a grounded, cerebral mystery that demands true critical thinking. Graft. Coming from harebrained schemes, the talented team behind the acclaimed Shadowrun trilogy comes Graft, an atmospheric survival horror RPG set on the Arcship Preghead, a sprawling, continent-sized space station slowly rotting from within. As this giant ship dies around you, your ultimate goal is simple: escape by any means necessary. To survive the nightmare, you'll need to tear parts off fallen enemies, ancient machinery, and even monstrosities to graft onto your own body. Upgrading yourself isn't just about raw stats, though. Every grafted piece carries lingering fragments of its original host's memories and personality, subtly shifting who you are as you plunge deeper into the depth. Paired with dark isometric visuals, a haunting synthesizer soundtrack, and rich narrative choices, it crafts a deep sci-fi experience that fans of visceral body horror won't want to miss. Shipping Store Simulator 2037. If you get a secret thrill out of satisfying organization and management sims, Shipping Store Simulator 2037 brings a futuristic spin to the genre. Set in the sunny town of Cranelock, this title puts you in complete control of a high-tech logistics hub, assigning you with building the ultimate package pickup empire. Gameplay seamlessly bridges micromanagement and hands-on operational work. On one end, you'll recruit and manage a team of helper robots to process incoming orders, handle inventory, and dispatch high-speed drones for automated aerial deliveries. On the other, you can jump right into the driver's seat of your delivery truck to personally make time-sensitive drop-offs around town. Balancing facility upgrades, automation, and physical deliveries creates an addictive, fast-paced workflow that promises to turn delivery logistics into pure simulator bliss. Wreck Runners, a physics-based cooperative extraction game designed for crews of 2 to 4 players. Set in the bizarre, anomaly-filled waters of the Bermuda Triangle, your main vessel is the Orca, a versatile, all-terrain utility craft capable of flying, driving across land, and diving underwater. Together with your crew, you'll embark on dangerous missions to scour sunken wreck, gather valuable scrap, and defend against unpredictable environmental hazard. The physics engine adds a chaotic layer of hilarity to every run, forcing you to carefully manage power distribution, repair damage on the fly, and coordinate your movements during escape. Between runs, you can spend your hard-earned loot to upgrade your gear, customize your craft, and unlock stylish cosmetics. It offers a great mix of teamwork and satisfying extraction progression. John Gleep. If you're in the mood for pure absurdity, this next title is definitely one to keep on your radar. John Gleep is an intergalactic action roguelike mashup about a tiny alien facing enormous, life-destroying problem. His grand cosmic casino business is a complete flop. He owes an entire galaxy worth of debt to the space mob, and his marriage is falling apart. To turn things around, you'll pilot your ship across the stars, landing on alien worlds to forcibly abduct unsuspecting gamblers and drag them back to your casino casino floor to boost revenue. Between top-down action encounters, you'll manage your casino, upgrade your gear, and attempt to resolve John's deeply comical personal life. It pairs wild bullet hell-style gameplay with dark comedy, making for a ridiculously fun, high-energy roguelite experience that doesn't take itself too seriously. The Mermaid Mask. From SFB Games, the talented developers behind Tangle Tower and Crow Country, comes The Mermaid Mask, a handcrafted point-and-click mystery centered on a bizarre, locked room murder. Captain Mortuga has been found dead beside an ancient, mystical cauldron deep inside the world's strangest submarine, surrounded by a crew full of eccentric, untrustworthy suspects. You play as Detective Grimoire and Sally, stepping aboard to untangle a web of lies, decipher cryptic clues, and solve tricky environmental puzzles. The signature hand-drawn art style shines once again, blending vibrant character animations with sharp, witty dialogue that keeps every interrogation engaging. If you're a fan of rich narrative snooping, clever puzzle design, and charming voice acting, this submarine detective adventure is shaping up to be an absolute must-play. Imagine Sisyphus happy, taking Albert Camus' classic philosophical essay and mashing it up with modern internet culture. Imagine Sisyphus happy turns eternal labor into viral entertainment. This story-rich blend of streamer simulator, incremental game, and skill-based minigames asks a simple question. What if pushing a giant boulder up a hill was live-streamed to thousands of viewers? Your goal is to build an online audience while hauling heavy rock up an endless slope. You'll perform trick maneuvers, upgrade your stats, and manage chat engagement to gain followers and income. But behind the humor and absurdity lies a thoughtful narrative about burnout, the spectacle of online content creation, and finding personal meaning in endless repetition. With customizable boulders, quirky unlockable struggles, and an inventive core loop, it offers a surprisingly deep and funny commentary on modern digital life. Everwind, the first Ascent. If you're looking for a fresh spin on cooperative open-world survival, Everwind brings a brilliant airborne concept to the first-person perspective. Set in a world shattered into floating landmasses, you and your friends take to the skies to explore mysterious, uncharted ruins scattered above the cloud. Rather than building a stationary base on the ground, your primary home and sanctuary is a fully customizable flying island ship. You'll construct facilities directly onto your floating vessel, craft survival gear, gather rare resources from drifting islands, and defend your craft from hostile creatures. The game mixes the satisfaction of building and resource management with risky exploration and combat, encouraging team coordination as you navigate perilous weather systems and uncover ancient secrets buried high in the stratosphere. Hellslave 2: Judgment of the Archon. The dark fantasy dungeon crawler returned, taking the grim and brutal atmosphere of the original to an absolute whole new level. Hellslave 2 picks up as the forces of heaven grow tired of the eternal demon war, sending down the terrifying Archon to cleanse the earth and eradicate humanity along with the demonic horde. To survive the coming purge, you must once again forge dark pacts, selling your soul to demon lords in exchange for otherworldly power. Featuring overhauled, visceral combat visuals, much deeper skill trees, and highly customizable character builds, every excursion into its atmospheric dungeons feels like a desperate fight for survival. If you love deep, strategic, turn-based combat wrapped in a heavy, gothic metal aesthetic, this sequel promises a far more immersive and unforgiving RPG journey than ever before. Grobnopolis, Last Days. If you crave heavy dread that relies on slow-burning psychological tension over quick jump scares, this next title is one to watch. Grobnopolis is a slow, oppressive first-person horror experience set in the decaying industrial city of Huda Grobno. The sun has vanished, the sky is choked with toxic clouds, and the surrounding mines are seeping something far worse than coal. As you navigate the desolate, brutalist streets during the final days of a collapsing world, your curiosity becomes both your primary guide and your greatest hurt. You'll tune into forbidden radio frequencies, uncover cryptic lore hidden within rotting apartments, and piece together the tragic downfall of a doomed population. Its bleak visual aesthetic, heavy ambient sound design, and focus on environmental storytelling make for an intensely unsettling journey through a world gasping its final suffocating breath. Wildaria. If you love creature-collecting RPGs like Pokemon or Palworld, but want something wrapped in a charming, pixel art open world, Wildaria is definitely worth checking out. Set in an infinite, procedurally generated fantasy realm, this action-adventure title gives you the freedom to explore, quest, trade, and build your ultimate team of companions. What makes it stand out is its core mechanic. Virtually every single creature you encounter can be tamed and trained. You can ride your newly befriended beasts across sprawling landscape, harness their unique abilities in fast-paced, real-time combat, and take on formidable bosses known as the Animal God. Whether you're leveling up your favorite mount, completing quests for local townsfolk, or discovering hidden biomes, it offers an incredibly expansive sandbox experience filled with endless discovery and charm. Cathedral, Crow's Curse. Fans of challenging retro action adventures will want to keep a close eye on this next entry. Set within the same dark, sprawling universe, Cathedral, Crow's Curse delivers a standalone prequel story with its own separate visual identity and gameplay feel. Taking a prequel approach, the narrative explores the tragic events leading up to the original title, dropping you into a rich, detailed fantasy world filled with dangerous ruins and hidden secrets. The core focus here is tight, highly responsive combat that heavily rewards skill and precision. You'll need to master quick dodges, timed parries, and lethal counterattack to overcome swarms of ruthless enemies and massive boss encounters. With its emphasis on rewarding exploration, intricate world design, and fluid combat mechanics, it promises to be a thrilling ride for both returning fans and newcomers alike. Planted. If you're looking for a hilarious new couch co-op brawler to ruin friendships over, Planted brings high-energy chaos straight to the backyard. Designed for up to 4 players, this fast-paced combat game turns peaceful garden plots into full-blown arenas where your green thumb is the deadliest weapon on the field. The core gameplay loop revolves around a simple yet frantic rule set: sow, grow, and throw. You'll race across shifting, dynamic maps to plant seeds, nurture your crop, and harvest wild, living weaponry, from explosive veggies to aggressive, snapping flora. Once harvested, you'll hurl, shoot, and swing your homegrown arsenal at rival gardeners to knock them out of the ring. With easy-to-pick-up controls, chaotic physics, and endless opportunities for petty revenge, it delivers a delightful party experience where every harvest is a struggle for survival. Nailcrown. If you missed the golden age of retro FPS titles, Nailcrown is here to scratch that itch with an aggressive, bloody vengeance. This savage, dark fantasy shooter throws subtle tactical play out the window in favor of high-velocity gunplay, brutal melee combat, and relentless, adrenaline-fueled action. Stepping into a dark, oppressive fantasy world, you are pitted against massive hordes of accursed monstrosities that require lightning-fast reflexes to tear through. You'll wield a lethal, visceral arsenal, ripping enemies apart with a dynamic gore system that paints the environment red as you move. With tight, fluid movement, heavily atmospheric level design, and an old-school ethos, it delivers a fast, violent, and uncompromising ride for players who love pure retro chaos. Being and Becoming is a captivating metroidvania set in a decaying fantasy world held together by the collective dream of thousands of fallen martyrs. You awaken into a realm trapped on the brink of ruin, where fate itself is written by an ominous prophecy known as the Word. Your journey focuses on fluid exploration, tight combat, and defying a preordained fate. As you navigate interconnected, hauntingly beautiful environments, you'll clash with tragic bosses and absorb their lingering echoes to expand your abilities. Rather than following the path set before you, you must alter your own narrative thread or risk becoming just another puppet bound to a terrifying cosmic revelation. With its stark, expressive art style, deep lore, and rewarding traversal, it promises an unforgettable experience for fans of surreal metroidvanias. Glasshouse is a deep, narrative-driven RPGs like Disco Elysium, an interesting title you'll want on your list. Set in a bleak, feudal punk universe on the brink of a massive world war, this CRPG traps you inside a tightly surveillance-heavy apartment block placed under sudden lockdown. When a grisly triple murder occurs right next door, you're thrust into a tangled web of political conspiracies, ideological clashes, and apartment politics. Gameplay blends tactical turn-based combat with intense dialogue-driven investigation. You'll need to gather clues, interrogate your erratic neighbors, and manage internal flatmate tension. In this intense pressure cooker, every decision matters. If you hesitate to make the hard choices, your fellow residents will make them for you, carrying drastic consequences for everyone involved. Cosmo Tales delivers a fresh spin on spacefaring adventures. This third-person action-adventure mixes the iconic, colorful aesthetic of 1970s sci-fi with slick, modern visuals and responsive, high-energy gameplay. Taking on the role of an interstellar traveler, navigating the far reaches of outer space, your primary weapon and survival tool is a dimension-shifting ability. This core mechanic lets you instantly warp between alternate realities on the fly, altering your surroundings to solve tricky environmental platforming puzzles, outmaneuver hazardous terrain, and gain the upper hand in fast-paced combat encounters. By combining classic sci-fi tropes, a distinct visual flair, and clever reality-bending action mechanics, it promises a stylish and dynamic journey through the cosmos. Kick. Bringing a pure dose of childhood nostalgia, Kick turns a simple morning walk into an adrenaline-fueled athletic journey. This physics-driven platformer captures the classic boyhood urge to kick a soccer ball down the sidewalk, expanding that simple concept into an intricate test of precision and timing. As you make your way to school, you'll need to continuously bounce, trick, and launch your soccer ball through increasingly tricky levels packed with unique obstacles. The gameplay demands sharp reflexes as you bounce off parked cars, loop over dynamic street hazards, and navigate urban rooftops without ever letting the ball hit the dirt. With its charming aesthetic, easy to learn, yet hard to master ball physics, and inventive arcade challenges, it turns every single commute into a skill-based marathon. That wraps up my latest roundup of upcoming indie games. Which of these games is going straight to your wish list? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on the best upcoming releases. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.